How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Is it time to go all in Bitcoin? I want to talk about that a little bit later in the video. I made a pretty big play myself here today. I increased a position sizing in Bitcoin that I already am doing extremely well on it. I want to explain kind of what I'm thinking there. I want to explain why the market's so bullish. All of a sudden, the Nasdaq's up 1.25% here today. There are crypto-related stocks, Bitcoin-related stocks are up 20%. For example, even Coinbase is up like 13% here today, and the whole market is turning around a bit. You can see here, Bitcoin up into the $67,000 range, Ethereum up near 3,500. This is after Bitcoin was just at 60,000. So I want to explain what's happening here today. If you don't mind, hit subscribe. Turn on the bell notification underneath the video to see future videos just like this. While you're down there is a link to MargX. In case you want to start trading cryptocurrencies on leverage, you can see we're breaking out here. In case you want to trade this, there is a link underneath the video. You get a deposit bonus up to 20% of what you deposit that can be used towards fees. Now, I think in a bull market, this is typically a good time to be trading on leverage, but you still have to be careful. Make sure you understand what leverage is and how to use it. I will leave a link on the end screen going through MargX and what you need to know before using MargX. And I am going to make a video very soon on a strategy that I implemented today that like 3x'd my returns today. So be on the lookout for that. Now, one last thing, HGAaccess is a Patreon group that I created with a few other people, other influencers. We get information that no one else gets because we have projects reaching out to us all the time before they do marketing. We have been just keeping all the information just for the Patreon members. We're talking about maybe you can sign up for the free access. It doesn't normally get you anything. We haven't been posting anything on there. We're talking about giving away some alpha there. So if you want to check out the link underneath the video, there's no downside. You can just sign up for the free version right now, and you might be getting some alpha here very soon. Now, let's look up Ethereum. Before we get into why the market's pumping up, look at what happened today. Ethereum Foundation under investigation by state authority. This is coming out on CoinDesk. It's coming out on Cointelegraph. This is interesting. There's some controversy on it because the quote says, "We have received a voluntary inquiry from a state authority that included a requirement for confidentiality. Some government sent the the Ethereum Foundation, a generic information request that was voluntary, and clickbait headlines writing it as under investigation." Now, it's not real clear what's happening now. I've also heard on the other side that like three different entities have been subpoenaed for information on this. It didn't really force down the price of Ethereum, but a lot of people were talking about this on Twitter. Basically, the SEC is now trying to say that Ethereum's a security. That's what a lot of people think. So, it was labeled a commodity. Maybe they would be able to get an ETH ETF because of that. Now people are saying, no, the SEC is trying to go after the Ethereum Foundation, trying to get in a lengthy lawsuit. And the thing is, they've been getting their butt handed to them left and right in lawsuits. Now, really what it breaks down to is BlackRock versus the SEC. Like BlackRock just yesterday launched a $100 million tokenized asset fund using Ethereum. They have $100 million worth of USDC. Now, do you think they would do this if they thought the SEC was going to fight a lengthy battle with Ethereum? I don't think so. Now, maybe they don't know what's going to happen with SEC, but they probably have information. They probably knew that this was coming out today. And this is just quite interesting. Like, again, it's just BlackRock versus the SEC. This is what we had happen with the Bitcoin ETF as well. Like, they kept on putting off Bitcoin ETFs or just denying them, and then BlackRock comes in and they deny it as long as possible, but then they approve it. So I would not be surprised to see that happen in the future as well. And we can actually see the BlackRock ETF wallet, their tokenized digital asset fund. And they actually put something called Rio in there, and I've never heard of this, but Rio is up like 40% today on this news. It's not like they bought a lot. They bought like $8,000 worth, but it is interesting to see. They also have a little bit of Ethereum, probably just for some transaction fees. A little bit, 1.8 Ethereum, but for them it's tiny. And then they have, $100 million worth of USDC there, just sitting there. Now, we did have some news on the Fed front, so I'll talk about that in a second. But first, let's just look at the flows for today. IBIT had 2.6 billion in volume, and we don't know what this is going to equate to in terms of inflows yet. Yesterday, we had kind of a small day for IBIT, for Blackrock in terms of flows. I would not be surprised to see it much higher today with this amount of volume. And GBTC also had a decent day, 1.2 billion, much less than BlackRock, but still 1.2 billion. They're losing 1 to 2% of their assets a day right now over the last couple of days. So it is crazy how much they're losing. We'll have to see if that's a big outflow day. FBTC with just over $1 billion. So another successful day in terms of volumes for these Bitcoin products. A lot of people want access to Bitcoin, and a lot of people are buying Bitcoin through these. When you take out GBTC, obviously there's just a lot of net buying, but GBTC is just dumping. Now, again, we'll have to wait for that, but I think that might be part of the reason that we're seeing a big day in the crypto market. And part of it too is the FOMC. So Jerome Powell said the economy is pretty good. It's okay. No cuts for now, but we'll still likely cut 3 times this year. Quantitative tightening to eventually slow, but not stop. So they are talking about maybe decreasing the runoff from the balance sheet, and Bitcoin dominance is going higher. Obviously, Benjamin Cohen, very big bull on Bitcoin dominance, but a lot of people took this as a pretty bullish thing for the market. This is why the general stock market or the traditional market rallied. This is why I think crypto is rallying a bit as well. The reasoning behind this was we had a couple high inflation readings the last month or two, higher than we were expecting. A lot of people thought Jerome Powell might come to this press conference and say, oh, yeah, exactly, we're not looking at even cutting this year anymore, or something like that, like really hawkish. But no, he just said, we're still looking to cut. Things are still pretty good. And it was kind of like a boring conference, or a press conference. But I think that's what the market likes. Obviously, the market wants certainty. And yeah, it was very bullish. The market went up pretty significantly after this happened. Now, we can always see a pullback. I would not be surprised to see us back in that $66,000 range, because we just made like a $5,000 move. Now, yesterday I did make a video talking about I did mention in a video that I was accumulating some cryptos. One smaller one that I bought yesterday was TIPS, and I bought this before. But George from Cryptos Are Us just talked about TIPS as well. Like on stream, he talked about buying TIPS, which is a meme coin based on Solana. You can see here, it's up 8% here today. So pretty nice move. One other thing to consider too is a lot of people may be positioning themselves in Bitcoin as well. Not just meme coins, not just altcoins, but really the Mac Daddy. They're buying more Bitcoin at this point. I know over the last couple of days, I've been accumulating more Bitcoin. I've been being paid in Bitcoin. I'm not selling that Bitcoin. A lot of people also, well, not a lot of people, but a few people like British Hodl, I saw Invest Answers, thought that maybe this was the end of the dip today. And right now, it's looking like they're pretty right. This could be just a big move up. And yeah, this might have been your last chance to get $63,000, $64,000 Bitcoin. Now, I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm saying it's pretty likely. We couldn't make the next move up. Moving into the halving, we had a nice 20% dip, 20% dip, and now we can move right back up. Now, I did make a change in one of my positions today, and this was actually a pretty big move. So what I did was I was up about 300% in a long position. And this is something I'll explain in a full video here in the next few days, most likely. But I was up about 300% in a long position, right? Because I had set it way back in the 50s, like right in here. So I was up 300%. I did something called stacking. I basically rolled my position. So I closed it. I was up significantly. I was up 300%. So I closed it and opened it. Now you might be saying, well, it's the same amount, right? Well, not exactly, because I'm reopening it at this higher price. So it's basically like rolling up my price. So let's say I had $100. I was up 300%. I had $400. So instead of keeping my lower cost basis, which is less risky, because if I opened in the $50,000 range, My liquidation price was like in the mid 40s, right? For example. Instead of keeping it there, I rolled it up. So my new liquidation price would have been in the high 50s, mid to high 50s. Now, the reason I did that is because now I have $400. I have $400 instead of the original $100. I rolled it all into the new position. So now, if we have a big move, I have a lot more to make. And again, I'll make a full video breaking down the math. It'll be much easier to follow. But this is something that I did. I told my Patreon about it. I gave them early access too, because we have seen some support in this region. Like I said, okay, well, we saw 59K right here. Then we saw 60,000, 61,000 recently here. And then we started to bounce above. I said, okay, well, if we fall down into this lower 50 or this upper $57,000 range, okay, I'll get liquidated, or I actually put a stop loss in this range, but I'm okay with that because that means that we would be breaking down. I think we're actually going to move up, and I want to basically keep the same amount of leverage, but I want to have more capital in the trade. So I rolled the position forward, and now it's up huge. The position itself is up 40%, which it would have been up about 40% anyways, but I have a much bigger position now because, again, I have about 4x the position I had before. So this is a really interesting thing that you can do. And if you want more details on that, you can check out the Patreon. My numbers weren't exactly what I just told you. They were very close. But I had a much larger position than $100 as well because I put in significantly more to start. So this was a really cool thing that I was able to do, and it's worked out real well. Now, it's not right for everyone. Not everyone wants to do that, but that is something that you can do in case you do want to roll your positions. It basically just increases the risk a little bit if you're up significantly, but also allows you to get even more capital. And again, I've also been accumulating as well. Like what I did in that position is not going to make or break me by any means. Like I would be fine. I don't need the money. And I've actually been accumulating a significant amount more spot Bitcoin than I have been on these trades. These trades will amplify returns, but my main bag is still just buying Bitcoin, buying Ethereum, buying Solana, actually getting paid in a lot of those, and then just holding right now. I do think this could be a pretty big bounce, right? This could have been like that 20% dip that we were hoping for. Maybe we keep on dipping, but I think a lot of this selling has been due to the ETFs. Grayscale just dumping at a time where there wasn't a ton of buying pressure from Blackrock and Fidelity. Now, would I go all in right now? No, I don't ever like going all in to anything. Like I get using the term all in because it could be a significant amount of your portfolio. Like right now, I am significantly invested into Bitcoin and into the crypto market. It's a significant amount of my net worth. Now, if it gets wiped out and goes to zero, I'll still be fine, but it would suck, right? Now, if we continue to move up, it's going to give me a ton of returns. I feel very strongly about this space, so that's why I'm highly invested. But let's say I was sitting on $10,000 in cash and I have a net worth of $15,000. Would I put it all into the market right now? No. I mean, the fact is that you probably want a dollar cost average. You probably want to like put part of that portfolio or part of that cash in there, maybe $2 or $3 grand, whatever, you can figure out yourself. And then dollar cost average in a little bit more. Now, of course, that's a generic answer for everyone. But if I had to say, like, do I think we're going up from here or do I think we're going down from here? If I look a couple months out, I think we're going up. I do. I think the ETFs are extremely bullish. I think countries are buying. We have the Bitcoin halving. We have a lot of very bullish things throughout the rest of the year. So if you're looking at, okay, should I be invested in this space? Yes, I think this is the time where you do not want to divest or you do not want to be out of the crypto market. You want to be invested in it, and that's why I am invested in it. So going all in right now, maybe not the best idea psychologically, but being in this space, if you're already significantly exposed, I don't think that's the worst idea. Now, of course, as we move up, you might want to take profits. Just something to consider. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Check out the links to Margex underneath the video. There's also a link to Blowfin, CoinW, BYDFI, some other exchanges in case you want to try them. I know Margex has a revamp coming here. They're changing a lot. They're adding a lot of new things to their website that I've heard really good things about. It looks good too. I saw screenshots a couple weeks ago. So be on the lookout for that. In case you want to sign up right now, there's that link underneath the video. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the